edit amongst like random stuff that I thought, it's not going to hurt you to do the other pieces, but I don't want to spend the time if we don't have it. But this part you do need to know. So I call this outcome tables. So two four-sided die are being tossed during a game. At the top of this, I would like you to have, outcome tables. That's like the heading I would like you to have there. And I'm going to go to the front of our booklet once we're done this and just make reference to this so you know to add this to your study sheet. It turns out that when you're doing two things at the same time, you need to consider all possible outcomes. So one way we do that in math is we say, well, if one of the die is 1, 2, 3, 4, right? This is die number 1. And we do the same thing for die number 2. In this case, they're both four-sided. Guess this can change, right? You can do 2 6-sided, 2 12-sided. It doesn't matter. It would still stay the same. So let's say a game consists of rolling both of them. Let's write die number 2 here as well. Let's say a game consists of rolling both of them and then adding up their numbers, whatever you roll. Those are called sums, right? So 1 and 1 gets you what? 2. If you roll a 2 and you roll a 1, in this case you would have a sum of 3. 3 and 1 is 4. 4 and 1 is 5. So you're basically coming up with their sums. Let's move on to the next row. We'll fill in the next row. A 1 and a 2 gets you 3. A 2 and a 2 gets you 4. 3 and a 2 gets you 5. Do you see the pattern? 4 and a 2 gets you 6. Right? It goes 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the next row is 3, 4, 5, 6. The next row will be rolling a 1 and a 3 gives you a 4. So this will be 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 1 and a 4 is 5. A 4 and a 2 is 6. A 3 and a 4 is 7. And a 4 and a 4 is 8. Okay? So let me ask you, how many possible sums can you have? Like when we roll the two die, or the two dice I should say, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Another 4 is 8, 12, 16. Right? We have 16 possibilities of rolling. So we will say that we have 16 possible outcomes. Okay? Now, I want you to make sure you understand that it's only this here that we consider. Some students count the numbers that are outside, but those are just indicating what is happening. And by the way, you could have one that is red, blue, green, yellow, right? A spinner with 4 sections, and you could have a die being rolled at the same time. I haven't seen that. I've only ever seen two dice being rolled. So sometimes they're both 4-sided, sometimes they're both 6-sided, what have you. If they don't give you that, then you have to create this outcome table. Okay? Now, there's a pattern here. Look at this here. You see this 5, and then you see a 5 there, and a 5 there, and a 5 there. You see that? The 6s, the 7s, the 4s, the 3s. So there's a diagonal pattern like that. Okay? And another pattern I want you to see is this. This is 5, correct? The numbers that are below that line, are they bigger or smaller than 5? These are all bigger, right? And if this is my 5 line, all of these values here are lower than 5. So that's something you can observe. Whichever diagonal line you end up in, everything here is smaller than or less than. Anything here is greater than. Okay? There's something I'm forgetting. Oh yeah. What is, if I ask you, what's the probability of rolling doubles? Do you know what that means? It means to roll a 1 and a 1, or a 2 and a 2, 3 and a 3, 4 and a 4. You're rolling doubles. Both of them are the same. Okay? Let's do this here real quick. Based on this outcome table, state the probability of rolling a sum greater than 6. Let's not do the odds here. Just stick with the probability. How many outcomes do we have? 16. How many are greater than 6? Greater than 6. Greater than 6. Mr. Dirksen, is 6 included? Greater than 6. Okay, so this is my 6th line. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, right? Only these 3 numbers are greater than 6. 6, 7. 3 out of 16, right? Does that make sense? Let me highlight that. 3, right? 3. It's these 3 right here. Okay. So those are G6, right? Greater than 6. Which sum is most likely to happen? Out of all of these, which one appears most often? 5. High 5, right? In this case, 5 shows up most often. Everything else is less than that. So probability of sum of 5. It sounds wrong, but anyways, we'll go with it today. So the probability would be 4 over 16, which is a quarter, right? And here it is. What's the probability of rolling doubles? I'm going to use a color for that one. Just highlight doubles. My doubles are right here. 1 and 1. It's this diagonal right here. So how many ways can you roll a double? 1, 2, 3, 4 ways. Yeah. So let's write that down. 4 over 16 as well. Okay? 4 over 16. Good luck. Yeah. All right. Can I just ask you before you close? Well, you actually can close. And then we'll just say page 40. Page 40, outcome tables. Do you remember what multiples of 4 would be? What's a multiple of 4? 4, 8, 12, 16. Yeah. Okay, so I did talk about that, right? Okay. All right. Thank you, guys.